Today it's time for what will more than likely be a very long playthrough. Today I'm starting up with the campaign of StarCraft 1. Now here's something that some of you may not know. Even though I've been playing StarCraft 2 for like 7 years at this point, pretty much every single day, I have never actually actively played StarCraft 1. When this game came out back in 1998, I was busy playing other games, most notably Heroes of Might and Magic and whatnot. Those kinds of games were what simply caught my attention back in the day, and I never really played StarCraft 1. Now, recently of course I concluded my playthrough of the Warcraft 3 campaigns, and I already had made the decision to jump to StarCraft 1 afterwards. Now, while I was playing the Warcraft 3 campaigns, Blizzard announced that they were gonna make a remastered edition of the classic 1998 StarCraft, and of course that means that I waited for just a little while longer before I got started with my campaign. Now, last night, StarCraft Remastered was released, and I think it is time to jump into the very first episode of the Terran campaign right here. Terran campaign, Rebel Yell. In the decades since the end of the Guild Wars, the oppressive Terran Confederacy has stood unchallenged in its supremacy over colonized space. All of that changed 4 days ago when a large alien fleet emerged from warp space and laid waste to the unsuspecting Confederate colony of Chau Sara. The Confederacy, fearing that the alien fleet's next target will be the colony of Marsara, has sent you to intervene. Acting as magistrate, you are to safeguard the colonists and keep their state of panic from escalating any further. This is awesome. So not only have they like remastered a lot of the graphics, a lot of the cutscenes and whatnot have been updated as well.
Welcome to Marsara, Magistrate. The equipment demonstration you requested is prepared and may be initiated at your convenience.
Now, if I'm not mistaken...
Simply select Start to begin the demonstration. You may skip the demonstration by selecting Skip Tutorial.
No. We're gonna do tutorial and all. We're gonna go there. We're gonna, we're gonna go full nostalgic on some of you. Now, I know that the campaign apparently does start off very easily. Yeah. Calm down.
Start.
But apparently the first bunch of missions are rather easily, and then in particular once we get to the Brood War expansion is when things will get much more difficult. But the interesting part is that I love stories, and I actually don't really know the full story of StarCraft 1. I've got like a basic understanding and a basic outline. Alright, fine, I'll hurry up. Objectives: build 3 supply depots, build a refinery, and gather 100 Vespian gas. Let's jump into it. The music, I love the music. Click on the next tip to cycle through the available tips. I don't think we need any tips. No, I think we're alright. I think we are alright.
The T-280 SCV is the cornerstone of our hostile environment construction and resource gathering operations.
Roger that.
In order to build a thriving colony, numerous SCVs are necessary.
This is
You
classic.
can build additional SCVs at a command center.
Look at that. Select the command center and click on the build SCV button. Click on the button. No. We're using hotkeys here. We're using hotkeys for everything, okay? Well, as much as we can at the very least.
In order to equip additional personnel, you must have enough supply depots to support them. You can use SCVs to build additional supply depots.
Oh man. It's really starting at the bare basics, right? Like, the funny thing is, of course, when this game came out, the RTS genre was very, like... it was obviously already out, but it wasn't very popular and, well known back in the day. It's kind of fascinating to see how bare bones we're starting up here, though. Even more so than Warcraft 3, where you quite literally have a, after receiving a transmission, you can use spacebar to center on the source of the transmission. No, not very reliable.
A stockpile of minerals has run out.
I know. Should we start returning some more, then? Should it also bring this thing maybe a little closer?
Select an SCV and use the gather command on the crystals to collect more minerals.
Anyway, the StarCraft 1 campaign starts even more bare bones than the Warcraft 3 one. The Warcraft 3 one, at the very least, like, let me move units around right from the get-go, but I guess we're starting up with economics here. Now, I have been playing quite a bit of multiplayer over the last few weeks, so I've got a basic understanding of how this game works, but...
Speak freely, sir. I'm not sure you know what you're doing. If you're going to send us into hostile territory and you want us to defend ourselves, then use the attack command. But if you want us to ignore enemy fire and go exactly to the spot you've targeted, then use the move command. Now, which'll it be?
We're gonna always attack move. Whenever in doubt, do make sure to attack move.
Jacked up and good to go.
But while I do know the basics of, you know, StarCraft, obviously, I mean, I've been playing StarCraft 2 for, like I said, like 7 years at this point. I actually still catch myself sometimes looking at the units that are available in multiplayer, and I'm not entirely sure how they're gonna be useful and what I should be using my different units on. So that is one thing to keep in mind. While I am, I guess, experienced playing RTS games, you can expect to, at the very least, cringe every now and then, because I'm gonna be, well, I'm gonna be making some stupid mistakes. I can tell you that much. I'm gonna be making some stupid mistakes. Anyway, apparently right from the get-go here, we are meeting the Zerg. Although I don't know if they've already got that name, the Zerg. As far as I know, there are, you know, I don't think there's anything before this. There may be like a bit of a storyline before this, though, that you could read on like the box or whatever. I remember being that, or that being a thing way back in the days. Anyone recall that? Where you would buy a game, and before you would actually play the campaign of it, it was advised to read the box, or like the paper that came in the box of the game, because that would actually give you the bare basics of what the story was all about. I don't actually know if that is also going to be the case with StarCraft. I actually don't know, but regardless, I think we're just simply gonna walk the map and kill any, you know, kill any of these, you know, Zerg units that we can find. There's a bunch more lings over there. Now, I did, by the way, once upon a time play through, like, the first handful of missions in StarCraft 1. But I really, like, I don't think I've done any more than, like, maybe 2 or 3 missions in total. Like I said, I barely know the storylines at all. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be some nostalgia in there for me. Or for others, rather. And there's gonna be a lot of exploration, I suppose, for me. Anyway, let's go ahead and construct another supply depot. If I'm not mistaken, can I open up my, my mission objectives? Is that a thing? I'm trying to press or find the correct button for it. Oh no, that's the button to switch over to the classic graphics. Let not. I think I was supposed to build 3 depots here. Maybe I can actually... Oh yeah, there we go. Mission objective. Build 3 supply depots, gather 100 Vespian gas, and build a refinery. Alrighty. I guess we may as well go ahead and get started with that. Actually, only just now realized that I put my depot at probably one of the worst positions to actually build a, well, whatever. To like start gathering Vespian gas. That's alright. I've cleaned up the entirety of the map right now. And I was told that the first missions were gonna be pretty straightforward and pretty easy. I was not aware that it was quite literally build 3 buildings. Or 4 buildings, I guess, and gather some gas. Can I already build the other structures? No, I can't even, like, I can build another command center, I suppose. But I can't even, like, you know, create any advanced structures or, like, a barracks or anything along those lines.
Processes raw Vespian gas, converting it into a form which your SCVs can gather.
Let's just go ahead and put 4 in there. I know it's technically not optimal, but I'm pretty sure that we just simply win the mission if we get that counter to 100 right there in the top left corner of the screen. Anyway, if you are new, by the way, to the channel, I will be uploading these probably every other day or so.
This concludes the equipment demonstration. There will now be a fully catered reception at Marsara Base.
That was a great mission. What a very difficult first mission. But if you are new to the channel, or for some reason you have not already, I plan on uploading these videos every other day or so. So if you want to get notifications as soon as the future episodes go live as well, just simply make sure to subscribe down below. But I think for now, we can continue onwards with at least another mission right here. I'm pretty sure we're all right. No, they're actually not called the Zerg yet. Look at that. They're called unidentified creatures. Fair enough. I love that image, though. Wasteland, Office of the Colonial Magistrate on the Marsara colony.
Adjutant online. Good evening, Magistrate. I'll fill you in on what's been happening. Confederate traffic has increased substantially within the system due to the recent Protoss destruction of the Sara colony. The Confederates have tightened security on all outlying systems, and it's likely that this colony will be locked down as well. An encrypted Confederate transmission came for you while you were at dinner. Replaying transmission.
Why was it dinner?
Greetings, Magistrate. I'm General Edmund Duke of the Confederate Security Forces Alpha Squadron. The Confederacy has quarantined this entire planet, and we'll proceed with a lockdown within 48 hours. You're to relocate your core colonists to the outlying wastelands. Now, I know there won't be any problems with these new arrangements.
Alrighty, Mr. Duke.
Transmission ended. I have contacted the local marshal, James Raynor. Raynor has agreed to meet your personnel en route and escort them to the new wasteland site.
So, our objective is to find Raynor. That is awesome. I did not know that Raynor had to be found, but we need to build a barracks and train 10 Marines. I think I can do that. Units can be... Yes, I figured. I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and remove those tips here shortly.
Can't believe Marines into the wasteland. These Confederates think they can push anybody around.
Go. Give me some of this shit.
These Confederates, huh? Is that him? It's Jimmy!
Let's move. Anytime you're ready. Howdy, boys. I'm Jim Raynor, marshal of these parts.
Of course, Jim Raynor. One of the most, you know, iconic units. Or not like units, I suppose, but one of the most iconic, characters of StarCraft lore. More so than pretty much anyone else, I suppose, with maybe the exception of Kerrigan, who I'm sure we're gonna meet here later on as well. Should be a lot of fun. I'm not entirely sure when she will come into play. Also, by the way, since I am indeed quite new to this game, I mean, as far as the storyline goes at the very least, I know there's gonna be some people that will be, you know, more than willing to spoil the entire story for me. If you know, plan on doing that, please, like, don't. I'm sure there's gonna be other people with me as well that have never played this before and they're gonna try and experience this, you know, being fresh to the game too. So if you could refrain from, like, posting any spoilers down below in the comment section, that would be much appreciated. Now, we do have Jim Raynor here. He can already put down mines, apparently. We can put down some spider mines. I can only put one. Oh, no, this is just simply not terrain that I can put spider mines on. Alright, fair enough. I don't think I should be building all too many SCVs, though. I'm pretty sure this is going to be more than enough. Yeah, this is going to be... there's going to be different kinds of terrain here. I've noticed that in multiplayer as well. Different kinds of terrain where you can just simply not build on. So that's a little frustrating. We'll also build ourselves another supply depot here, just because we're going to need one. And the way, by the way, I'm going to approach these episodes is by basically giving you a short recap of the story so far. You know, by just simply letting you know that at the beginning of each of the episodes. And the idea behind that is that if you accidentally miss one of the episodes, which I wouldn't recommend, you're still going to be able to be caught up on the story without really, like, you know, missing a whole lot. At the very least, that's the idea. I'm never too big of a fan of, like, you know, numbered episodes, I suppose. Or, you know, I prefer watching, you know, series of videos myself that are not necessarily numbered, where I'm still going to be capable of following the story at least reasonably easily. So that's kind of what I'm looking for with this one as well.
Units such as Marines can be trained at this facility.
More importantly, I will also be, oh, actually, did I lose a Marine earlier? I don't even know. But more importantly, I will also be, editing out any of the boring parts. Like, for example, if you have to spend like half a mission just simply building up a base or sitting back, or if you've got a lot of waiting to do, I will just simply edit out the boring parts, so you will only, you know, have to see the more exciting parts of this game. But I'm gonna try and keep it rather raw. I think that's probably the proper way of approaching this, by just simply keeping it rather raw. But anyway, I've got my first bunch of Marines building right now. There they are. We can still switch between the original graphics and the new ones on the fly, which is pretty cool. Of course, by the way, all of the old mechanics in this game are still in play. I cannot hotkey several buildings to one hotkey group. I can only select a maximum of 12 units at once. And all of those things are still in the game, just like you may remember it from playing it way back. But I'm excited for it, though. There's going to be a lot of episodes coming, and I think that this is going to be a very, very fun playthrough. It's going to be a classic, but kind of new for me, I suppose. Even though I roughly know what's going to happen, and I'm rather experienced playing RTS. Anyway, here we go. Victory already. We built 10 Marines. Well, we found Jimmy at the very least. Unidentified creatures once again. Backwater Station. Office of the Colonial Magistrate on the Marsara colony.
Receiving incoming transmission. Comlink established.
Hey, what's up, man? Got your refugees tucked in nice and tight? Provided you can sidestep any more surprises from our Confederate friends and we can keep them away from those critters, they should have an easy time.
Priority alert. Backwater Station under attack by unknown alien organisms. Distress beacon activated at 0658. Alerting Confederate headquarters on Tarsonis. Stand by for incoming transmission.
We've already received the distress beacon from Backwater, and we'll take care of it. You just sit tight. You'll be notified if there's anything we think you need to know.
Damn. Listen, if we wait for Confederate reinforcements, that station's dust. I'll head out there now and do what I can. You send in some militia, and we'll save those folks. Trust me.
This sounds like our very first proper mission. I mean, other than the bare basics of building supply depots and then also, of course, some marines. But anyways, our objectives are to eradicate the alien infestation, and Raynor, of course, must survive.
Glad to see you, boys. Time to kick some serious butt. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at the positioning right there on these mineral patches. The funny thing, of course, is that they made this game way before esports was a thing, right? Like, they never anticipated on this game becoming as popular as it turned out to be over the course of a couple of years, right? We essentially, you know, obviously had a game that was just meant to be played primarily as a campaign, and then, you know, it caught on, I suppose, as an esport as well. But originally, it never really was considered to be, I guess, like, important to have mineral patches, you know, identical as far as their placement and positioning from the command center and whatnot goes. I'm not even sure if this is going to be close enough right now to my command center to comfortably return the minerals. Maybe I can even put my command center a little closer right now. Anyway, I can already produce myself an engineering base, so I think that's what we're gonna make here in just a second. Pretty sure I've got more than enough SCVs to mine these patches already. I'm not entirely sure how many mineral patches or how many workers I should be looking for per mineral patch. But anyway, let's go ahead and, since I can't mine any Vespian gas here, let's go... Oh, no, there is a Vespian geyser up there. Anyway, let's go ahead and construct ourselves a engineering bay next. And we'll see what upgrades we can already start producing. Of course, the engineering bay, generally speaking, is going to be that one building that gives us more upgrades, as well as the option to make missile turrets. Come on. There we go. And I guess we're gonna do a little bit of exploration here. You can put down mines already. Jimmy's pretty strong though. Can we go anywhere here? Sometimes the pathing in this game, by the way, is not the best. I mean, I say not the best, but it's not incredible. Oh, there's a little ramp here. I didn't even see that ramp. And look at that. We got some dirty creep here already.
What the hell is that? Looks like the ground there is alive.
Looks like the ground there is alive. I love it. Alright. We got our engineering bay just about to finish up, as well as a bunker apparently over here. Let's go ahead and start up the +1 infantry weapons. There we go. Where's the bunker? Do we have to worry about anything?
We've been holed up in these bunkers for days hiding from the Zerg.
These things have been out here a while.
Wow. Wow, alright. All of a sudden we got way more units. And we also got ourselves a second unit there. Known as, of course, the fire bat. Very important one. I think I'm gonna land this barracks over here. Since I can only hotkey one building per control group, right? It gets a little messy sometimes to control everything. Yeah, I think it's best for us to still simply go ahead and set up like a camera hotkey for it. So say, for example, F2 here for this base. I can now also go ahead and research the marine ranged upgrade, which is going to be very important, as well as Stimpack, which is going to be crucial too. And I'm kind of actually assuming here I should consider building up another refinery here, just because I can now go ahead and construct not only +1 upgrades, but also, of course, the fire bat. That does cost us a little bit of gas too, and they're a little better against, well, I guess Zerglings in particular, which I guess is at the very least what they're being used for here. Now look at that, right? I can only select so many units. Now compared to StarCraft 2, obviously, where you can just hotkey everything, or Warcraft 3, where generally speaking you're gonna run around with a much smaller army, this game runs a little bit differently in the sense that you really have to be, you know, very accurate with your clicks if you want to move around a maxed out army. Like, generally speaking, if you're looking to take a maxed out army around the map, it's gonna take you quite a bit of time. Just because you have to have like 4 different control groups just to move around basic units. And obviously the more basic units become, the more difficult it becomes as well to actually properly control all of it. It's quite fascinating. We'll see how difficult this campaign becomes though. I've heard that, like I said, it's not particularly tricky early on. And also, there's no like difficulty selection. I would have selected the most difficult part here. Or the most difficult difficulty, I suppose. But there's no such thing. All I can just simply do is play the one right over here. Anyway, I think we're gonna make a move for it. Once we finish up +1 ground. Which is finishing up in just a couple of seconds. Let's put up some mines here in case they go for a counter-attack. Although I highly doubt that that is going to be the case. And I'll make a separate hotkey here for my second tier of units, I suppose. Now, of course, there is going to be a creep colony there. No sunken or anything along those lines just yet. Let's queue up +1 armor here. Because the attack upgrade is now finishing up. Is it 100, 100 or 150 gas? Let's have a look. Okay, no, we're fine. And let's go ahead and construct some more of these things. And of course, actually, I think I'm going to cancel these for a little bit. Just so I can get some more gas out and construct myself the marine attack ranged upgrade as well. Which is essentially like the combat shield. I don't think units actually visually change in this game at all. If you get any upgrades on them. Not like they're gonna like equip a combat shield or anything along those lines, but anyway. Let's go ahead and put these guys in the front. And start pushing onwards. I think we got enough. So they're spreading creep all over the map. Anyway, if you got any questions, do let me know down below in the comment section. And as always, I'll try and hang out and answer anything and everything. I try my best and read every single comment that is available, of course. Just because that makes it a lot more enjoyable for me as well. If I'm not just, you know, playing by myself, but I'm essentially playing with a bunch of you guys. Even though I guess you're watching this after I've recorded it. If you got any tips, and you've got, you know, any recommendations of what I should consider doing, definitely don't feel bad at leaving those recommendations down below the subscribe button in the comment section of the video. Because I'm always looking to improve my content, and I'm always trying to, you know, deliver the best content that I can. Now anyway, pretty sure there's not a whole lot left to do for us. I think I've got more than enough stuff here already. And actually, we've got a rather large army here too. Let's get these guys mining at the natural here instead. And while Raynor is currently taking a little bit of damage, he's still awfully strong. Now, this game is known for its pathing, right? The pathing has slowly, over time, turned into a feature, but you can see my units are really derping around. They basically block each other's positioning all the time, and a lot of them will not actually move up their ramp when I ask them to. I've noticed that in particular to be the case with Dragoons and then also Goliaths. I'm sure some of you will know exactly what I mean with that.
What the hell did they do to that command center? Whatever
It is an infested command center.
Burn it, boys.
I don't know if I've actually ever seen that. Are you sure you want to burn this, my man? This is from the Confederation, I suppose. Although I guess they invested it. There we go. Was that the mission?
You got my attention.
I think it was.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Oh no.
Marshal Raynor, by destroying a vital Confederate installation, you and your men have violated standing colonial law. As of right now, you're all under arrest. I suggest you throw down your weapons and come peaceably.
Are you out of your mind? If we hadn't burned that damn factory, this entire colony could have been overrun. Maybe if you hadn't taken your sweet time in getting here.
Now, I asked you nice the first time, boy. I didn't come here to talk with you. Now throw down them weapons.
Guess you wouldn't be a Confederate if you weren't a complete pain in the ass.
And there we have it. We're victorious after a handful of missions right here. But like I mentioned, I'm going to be uploading those regularly over the next couple of months. And I do expect that since there's like, I think there's like 50 to 60 missions or so in total that this, you know, playthrough will take a little bit of time. I do suspect this to go on for at least a couple of months or so. But once again, if you are interested in receiving notifications about the next episodes when they go live as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And other than that, I want to thank you very much so for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next one.